When I read the book and I loved it, I couldn't quite put a finger on why I loved it, but it moved me so much, and this tragedy in the middle of nowhere, and this like crazy environment that would like reflect what this father and this son were going through, and this idea of constantly trying to protect a bond that has been challenged over the years, you know, broken families, and it was just so powerful. And when I met, you know, at the time I called my agent and I said, "Are the rights of this book available? This is incredible. It's bleak, but incredible." And he said, "No, I think the rights are gone." And then after my first film premiered, we had a screening in Paris, and I met with Carole, and she said, "Hey Vlad, I have the rights of the book. It's called Sukkwan Island." And I'm like, "Is that a joke?" And suddenly, the tragedy that was the book became such a human, beautiful thing of redemption and grief, and how you can forgive yourself, but also how you can forgive the people around you who are, you know, troubled, flawed, you know, and so that's sort of like how the adaptation started, and 33 drafts later, we made the movie.
Questions about the juxtaposition between nature and human nature.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's great that you said it that way, because it was really, yes, intentional, and like the changing like environment was really just a mirror of their sort of inner feelings and what they were going through, and also just we were filming it in a part of the world that is just changing so much over the course of 6 months, you know, like in 20 minutes there's this amount of snow, and the auroras and all these things, and sometimes I feel like you can look at a landscape and, you know, it's covered in snow, and you feel warm inside, and then sometimes you see like beautiful sunshine, and it's like, you know, you're devastated or something, which is kind of what happens at the end when he buries his child. There's just burning sun. I remember being very, I thought it was not the right weather on that day, and Amine here was like, "No, it's perfect, it will flare," and it will show his emotion. And in that moment where we go to the bottom of what would have happened, or at least what like David imagined, and yeah, it's funny because it's not in the book, and I felt like we needed closure on the dad, and for me it was, yeah, I had this intuition that he should face sort of himself in that moment, and yes, I saw Woody, like as we were trying to make this movie, I had a conviction that I needed a young person who could understand the emotion of the characters. I needed an actor. It couldn't be a you know, person who would be acting for the first time that you'd be stealing things from, or, you know, because the material was so challenging psychologically, and that we were in a quest to find a young actor who would be like 14 at the time, and I went to see Mike Mills' film Come On with Joaquin Phoenix and a young man called Woody Norman, and I was so moved, and I thought he was so young and mature, and that he was there was just so much maturity in the way that he performed and acted, and I called Carole right away and I said, "This is him. We're taking the Eurostar, we go to London, I want to be his mom, let's do it." And I think I was right, I hope, and I'll just say that, and then I'm going to let this man talk, but to approach all these things, at the end of the day, it's two human beings. It's Woody and Swann going through this and giving it life. And at this point, I don't exist. It's their work. And what you've done with Swann was, I think, incredible. And on that specific scene, we had 20 minutes to do it. Yeah. And we did it in 20 minutes. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know what's going to happen. and yeah, and I think just what you do and what Swann does is just really, really incredible. It's true that at the end of like every day, we would just gather and we'd stay really close to each other and we would eat, and no, actually there was a sauna. There was a sauna. We even had a portable sauna for Woody to go swim in the water, so he could get warm after.
It's always a miracle actually to finish a movie, and here more than ever, and it's very moving to be here and to present it in front of you now. And I'd like to thank Vladimir that has this amazing energy.
As you could see, the film was shot on location and we had to find the perfect place to shoot it. So we had to be very creative with Eliott to find many partners who know us and who wanted to embark on this journey. So there are many co-producers, starting with Good Chaos, Sydney and Mike, and the Norwegian producers, Belgian producers. So I mean, everybody really put their energy together to make it happen, and of course, great crew and talents attached to this, starting with Woody, of course, Swann. I mean, I guess it was Vladimir's conviction at some point that really made it happen, and I can tell you while we were shooting in the cold, you know, he had to have some convincing energy, right, to make it work. But after we shot, I have to say, I mean, it's been a great moment, and we first showed the film to these guys, and first time, I mean, someone sees the film and the film is invited, and that's really where we wanted to show the film first. I mean,